Hi guys, it's a bit of a update from Spain. It's ridiculously sunny here today, and although it's windy, with the sunlight I can't actually see a bloody thing. I forgot my sunglasses, but I did bring my mic. I did bring my new lens for clipping over the phone, so as you can see it's a bit of a bigger picture rather than my face in the middle of it. But one of the good things for today is finally the paperwork's come through for the residency. So April and the kids have now got their residency in Spain. We've just got to go down this week and sort out the biometrics, and they'll soon have their little residency cards, which entitles them to the medical cards and pretty much everything in Spain. Now what I want to say is we still will keep our private medical insurance. We still will continue the way we are. I mean, we do pay a lot of expenses in Spain, but in all honesty, it's still cheaper than the UK, and we're still loving it here. Oh, somebody commented here. I'll be honest with you, I'm really struggling to see a thing on this. Okay, nobody's sorry, somebody's come up on my screen. So the residency stuff is in full flow. That's, I think by the end of this week, we'll just have the cards coming through. On top of that, the kids have had a good week with the old art school, and they're back at school today, which means I can concentrate on work. I've got an interview on Thursday this week, so fingers crossed that could be a nice new contract. And I'm looking forward to getting back into the swing of making some money. While I've been here, and I want to stress this, that we have enough money ongoing. We could retain where we are in Spain without me working. We can retain what we've got in the Philippines without having to do anything there. But now we're moving from like what I call being stuck in limbo into a transition period where we're now going to be looking at getting a new vehicle, because our van's down there, but I'm and ahhing to trade that in, get something else, because I want to get April driving. Yeah, that's it. Matthew Munn, the guys are giving the tools a good workout. Yeah, I don't even know where they are. I can't even see them. They're out there somewhere. But you normally, I mean, I don't know why a lot of the work isn't done in the winter when nobody's here. It's normally all done like now, holiday season. It's like the boardwalk's still dismantled. It's just the way it is here. I don't, myself in the quiet times, it's like if you're in the UK, they do all the boiler servicing in the summer, and then they'll do the heating system in the summer, generally all the way through, and then in the winter you do your air conditioning because you don't use it, that. But here it seems they seem to do all the refurbs and stuff when everybody's actually wanting to use the places. Just the way it is. They've gone quiet now. But yeah, I'm looking forward to things actually settling down here in Spain. One of the key things now is April can work. This contract comes through in the UK. It's going to be a minimum of 3 months, but I'm expecting it to probably last a year or even longer, due to the type of work it is. So I'm looking forward to that. Where it is as well is ideal. I'm not saying too much until I've actually signed the dotted line, but I wouldn't even need a car in the UK because it's on good rail routes between the airport and where it is to my parents' place. I know some people mention, oh, you stay at your parents running a house in the UK. The same reason, I wouldn't have one if I was in the UK full time. It's quite simply, I move around the UK. I'm never in the same place, so I would only be there at weekends anyway most of the time. This contract's just ideal that it is just up the road from my parents, so that's why this one's pretty good, because normally I'll have to either be in hotels or rent an apartment or something. So I'm looking forward to it though, because although it's been nice doing this stuff, it's nice to actually be doing some of the stuff I like doing as well, work-wise, and also keeps my finger in that pie, because it's quite a lucrative one and it's a growing industry. So I'm just trying to read the comments. I've got the really hard to see. Still better than those roosters. Yeah, the roosters are one thing. Although they are good money if you know how to make money off the roosters. That's one of the things. Hartman, is that Schneider? I'm struggling to see full name because the sun's right in my face. Greetings from Manila, from a German. Even live. Hello, Brit. Hi. How are you? How are you doing? Hello, Winter. Hartman du Giel Sal? Okay, is there a okay, you guys talking. I'll leave you guys talking to each other. Yeah, so things are starting to move here. Like I say, we're going to get a new. The van's probably going to end up going and getting a new car. I was looking at keeping it, but the thing with it, it needs more work than I'm wanting to do. I mean, at the end of the day, it's okay for what we use it for, but at the end of the day, I want to be able to go to Madrid or something, or drive up to Valencia at the weekend. It starts to fall apart. It does, it really does. I've spent a lot of time underneath the thing. Now the good thing about it, I'll probably get as much as I've bought it for. But I'm umming and ahhing whether I get a Fiat 500, because it's very easy to park, because obviously April will end up driving it, or get a T5, because obviously the old van's a T4, so we replace it with a T5. It's the newer version, but I'm a bit umming and ahhing on that, because my father's had the T5s in the UK for work, and they're not as reliable as the T4s. I mean, the good thing about this is you can climb under it and fix it. You know, you could do it yourself. You don't really need to send it to a main dealer or something. You could do most of the stuff yourself. When you start getting new, it starts going electronic, and then they want money for everything. So I'm sort of deciding what vehicle to get next, because this one's already geared up, because I'll take the solar panel and that off. That ain't going when I sell it, that's for sure. But I'll wait and see. Because I do like the van, by the way, because the things I don't worry about it being banged. You know, when people reverse into things, it doesn't really bother me. Where if I had a brand new car, it would. You know, when somebody cracks your bumper because they just go reverse, bang. Oh, that's where it is. I can't go any further back, and off they go. Because that happens here all the time. One of the things I will say about my Spanish, and I'm still working on it. I bought another book today, well, this week as well, which is a picture dictionary, which has got 6,000 terms and expressions, which is another useful one, because there's some words that you struggle to find the meaning of, or visually you know what it is, but you don't know what the translation would be. So I bought that for that, because I think it'll be quite useful. And I might do some videos on the Spanish channel as well. With different words, because it's quite a nice book, because it's broken down into for education, for housing, in the city. You know, different. You know, its categories are well broken down well. So I'm just trying to read you guys. Hang on, let me go over here. A bit of shade so I can see what. I hope to see that in person. What a view! Yeah, it is nice here. This is one of the things that's coming up this year. We're going to be looking at buying a house here. Basically, there is no houses here. These are all apartments. But just behind this big building here, there's a nice little house. And it has one of these terraces on the top. That's private, it's yours, it's part of the house. Because that's one thing I really miss, because we're in the ground floor, we don't have a balcony. This is our laundry space, so getting that house means that this sort of area, I'll put a building up there as my office space. I'm looking forward to that, although I've got to put together the 42,000 euros to buy the place. So that's what I'm going to be working on next. But yeah, this is our view every day. I mean, as you can see, we're not far from the beach. It's literally, we've got a road just out our front door and the beach is at the end of it. It's nice. And then obviously this end is the nature park. It's a big salt lake. Big salt lake here, and then over there there's a pink salt lake as well. You can cycle around that. I cycled around that. I think it was 34 kilometers. I took a bike ride all the way around it. It was 34 kilometers, but there is some bad mosquitoes out there that give you a real attack. I was covered in bites when I got back, but it's still worth it because it's a nice place. There's lots of birds as well around here, because obviously just over, I'll try not to let my book blow away, but down here, behind this house, just where that crane is, there's sand dunes and there's a lot of wildlife and stuff there, and the beach is nice there. There's a lot of wildlife around. We even have like tortoises on the beach. It's just it's a nice place to live. That's simple as that. But I'm really looking forward to getting a house and having a roof terrace, because it also means I can have a barbecue. It doesn't really do well in the ground floor apartment, having a barbecue in the sitting room. But yeah, that's one of the things I'm looking forward to, is actually having a nice barbecue up on the roof. I keep saying to April, we'll get rid of the dining table in the kitchen, you know, when we get a new place, because it's going to be upstairs. It's going to be like this. You come for dinner, this is what you're looking at. We'll get the glass wall system, because there's a lot. I don't know if we can see any here. No, there's none on these apartments because of the layout. But basically, it's a glass slot wall system, so you can fold the doors back. So they sort of like fold all the way back to the side. So like today, you've got it all open, but if it's a bit windy, you can close all the sides down, so you can still sit with a view without all the sun, without all the wind noise. Yeah, thanks, Brian Prey. Thanks. Glad everything's going well, Matt. Enjoy the vids. Interesting and informative. Keep them up. Thank you. Yeah, appreciate it. But see, the thing is, it's took a long period of time to get where we are now, because of the way there's so much ambiguity around getting residency in Spain. So although there should be set ways, there's often variables that aren't even in the system. And then once you get over that, it gets easy. Like after I got rid of my accountant guy that cost me a lot of money and delivered nothing, and did it myself, that was in, I think, November. Now we've all got our residencies. Everything's done because I did it myself. Me and April did it. We've had some assistance from friends all over the place that have either done this themselves or they've helped with different things, like in Manila. People have gone and got paperwork for us from the various embassies and the Department of Work and Pensions, all sorts of stuff, just to get the residency done. But now it's done, it's moving from sitting in limbo, going, what do we do now, to we've got what we want now. We're now residents in Spain. April's cards are valid for 5 years. April and the kids' cards are valid for 5 years. They can become citizens within 2. So that's on our checkboard for this year, is find out about the citizenship, because we may even be able to apply for that now, because we've been here over 2 years. Now they do specify that you have to be legally in Spain, which legally we have been, because we've been in the process the whole time. But it's how they define it. Like I said, a lot of it's for interpretation, which is the nightmare here in Spain. It's not so black and white. But then again, the UK is often very black and white, and that's half the problem. It doesn't cover common sense. I mean, I've had a tax demand this week come through as well for a few £1,000 as an overpayment. And the funny thing is, it's the tax system that has made the error, because they've had all the information, it's all been clarified to them, and then they've gone, oh, hang on a minute, something's wrong here. You've overpaid. We've overpaid you in your tax, so you have to give us the money now. And like I'm saying to them, well, hang on a minute, I haven't made any of these errors. You've had all the information. You've got it wrong. You've calculated it wrong. Yeah, okay. Appeal that. So I've appealed it, and they come back and say, yeah, the calculation's right, and it's your fault for not doing it. I said, no. You did have all that information. You've got it wrong. So I mean, I don't mind paying the money back. At the end of the day, if they have been overcompensated out of my own money, then that's fine. That's just the way it is. But I do think the problem you get when you start becoming an expat is they get confused, in the sense that where you are, you're taxed or not. That's all right. There's a couple of guys standing on the roof over there. I don't know what they're doing. Yeah, so I'm sort of dealing with the tax issues at the minute, but like I said, I'm not really fussed now, because we've got our residency sorted. If it's going to cost me a few £1,000s to square up my tax in the UK, so be it. I'm not going to lose any sleep over it. This contract comes through in the UK, then I'll be back in the UK working Monday to Friday, making some money, and this will be where I'll be back at the weekends. Oh, there's another guy on the roof down there. So like I was saying, it's holiday season, and everybody's out and about. All the maintenance work's getting done. Where myself, I would have been doing this over the winter when it's quiet. You probably get a cheaper rate on the builders, because now everybody's in holiday mode. They'll turn up, the cooker's not working, the aircon's bust, tiles have fell off the wall, because everybody's now going to be in demand, because they want, you know, these guys over here. There's another 2 guys over there as well. Look, they're all on the roofs fixing roof tiles. He's got some roof tiles on that one, but I think he must be doing a concrete repair on there, because it's not bitumen. So yeah, lots of people working, that's for sure. That's the one thing in this area. A lot of it is seasonal, even the construction stuff, because they do a lot of this stuff when they come to their properties. Like these ones here, there's 3 properties here. Nobody has lived in these since we've been here. They've been out and visited for like a couple of days or an hour or so, but they're all empty. And as you see, they're all for sale, all 3 of them, one above the other. The one in the middle we actually visited, the guy lost a leg, so they don't come here on holiday because they can't get up the stairs. But it's a holiday rental for a Spanish couple. It's a family-owned one. It's a nice apartment inside. But the problem is they want too much money for them, because you can buy one of these for the same price. This is like obviously it's a prefabricated concrete structure. It's probably built 80s. The steel work on them need a lot of maintenance. You see, there's a big building over the one that's painted white. They dug all that out. They got down to the steel bars and repainted it. Then they've resealed it again. That will need doing probably in the next 15-20 years. And that's one of the sort of thing people overlook when they buy a property, is the maintenance on them. And we noticed down the other end there's somebody digging out the ground for a new house, but when they've dug it down, all you can see is sheer sand. There's no hardcore or anything in there. It's just literally sand from the beach. And I'm just thinking, unless they stabilise that properly, they could have problems very, very quickly once they start the construction. Because they have had properties collapse, not here in La Mata, but elsewhere in Spain. A lot of it is down to the foundations not being done properly. Because you get that right, a lot of the time that cures about 90% of the problems. Because it's a bit like when you're an inch out at the bottom. By the time you get to the top, it's a foot out or more. You've got to build them properly. I'll just check the comments again because I can't see. Yeah, that's it. Matthew Munn, might be able to do some property management now you're legally there. I've been legal the whole time. I want to stress that. In April, and the kids are legal because they actually fall under the. They fall under my EU status because I'm there. I'm the breadwinner of the family. They are also protected under EU rights, human rights, etc., which in Spain are recognised, but not so much in the UK. But yeah, property business is something I've been looking at. It will take time to get it off the ground. One of the big problems I have is I'm still focusing on getting my Spanish right, because the majority of these properties are Spanish owned. They're not Brits. There's hardly any Brits here whatsoever. They're predominantly owned by people from Madrid, Barcelona, and a place called Bilbao, which is on the west, sort of like northwest Spain. Nice area, somewhere I haven't been before, but they come here on holiday, and it's predominantly Spanish here. Not a bad thing, but the problem is when you try to do a business, you need to be able to speak Spanish to a point where you know exactly what people want. But even pottering around, like just pottering around, getting a little van and fixing leaky taps and all that sort of stuff, not a problem. There is a lot of work like that, because I don't know what the average age is here, but it's over 50. I mean, I've seen people here 80 years old, etc. Because they bought all this stuff years ago. A lot of these properties aren't new owners. They're people who have been here a long time. They're family owned. So there is a market for that, and that's what Igor, that lives next door and one apartment down, he does that. He's been doing that for 9 years. He does a lot of the new kitchens, new bathrooms, replacement aircon, all that sort of stuff. But there is still definitely a market for it, because he doesn't do anything online, doesn't really promote himself that way. Most of his stuff he does is word of mouth. But he's very good at what he does, he's reliable, and he's quite happy to work with us as well. So, I mean, one of the things I'm looking at when I go back to the UK is actually doing these. These are actually the aircon off my apartment. As you can see, they're not the best condition. But qualifying as an aircon engineer in the UK up to EU standards is something I'm looking at doing, because a lot of the guys here don't have any certification whatsoever on the aircon. Which also means it's very unlikely that they gas things properly or collect the gas rather than let it go to the atmosphere, that sort of stuff. So yeah, there's definitely a market for doing the business stuff around property management. Big Kevin, all right, how's it going? Oh, hi mate, hey Matt, it's Matt live from the rooftops. Yeah, that's me. This is my little space. This is where I come in the mornings, and I just sit up here with a cup of coffee and just watch the world. This is my little quiet space. This is why I need one of these. That's why I want to buy a house here, to get my own private little roof space. Because I'll be sat up here. Like I said, the one I want is behind that building. It's a 3-bedroom house, but like I said, I've got to get the 42,000 euros together to purchase it. That's the deposit, by the way. It's a lot more than that. But the thing with that is the kids get their own room, I get my rooftop office, and April gets a big kitchen, what she wants. So yeah, things are starting to move in Spain. We're getting into the right mood. I'll be honest, things changed the last few days because the paperwork's been done. The weather's changed. The weather's really nice now. If this wind would drop, it'd be perfect. I was meeting with Brian Brian, his wife, and his daughter yesterday about the English teaching stuff, because his daughter's doing her last year of her PhD, and we're talking about developing that online as well, because we're saying, you know, there's opportunity there. So everything at the moment is on the upside. You know, things are starting to head in the right direction, and you know, the one thing you will get from Spain is you get this upbeat feeling because of the weather, you know, because it's nice and sunny, and it's a relaxed atmosphere. You're just like, it's where you want to be. So now everything else is dropping into place. I'm happy. The big question about going back to the Philippines is still a question mark at the moment, because the flights for the 4 of us will cost about £4,000 going back. And like I said to April this morning, so the problem with that is, I says, I'm looking at a new car for April, and that's basically going to cost nearly as much as to fly back to the Philippines. So what we're thinking about is bringing April's mother out, because she hasn't been abroad before. Now we're all got our full-blown residencies and everything else. It's an easy process to bring April's mother here for a visit. She'll come out, spend a week in Macau with April's brother, then come out here for 3 weeks. You know, it'd be good for that. And then, like I said to April, later in the year, I'll probably head back to the Philippines to see how things are going there, because I need to get some of the property stuff finished, the construction stuff. So I'll probably be heading out there at some point. But right now, the focus is on getting a work contract in this week, getting 2 new vehicles, one for Spain, one for the UK, and buying a house. And then once all that's done, I think everything else will become much easier over time, because April's finished her college course now, so she's already submitted her paperwork for that. So her CV's gone in, so maybe she'll pick up some work as well. So it's all good. It's all good. In a sec, I'll just go back into the shade so I can read again. Brian P, how are property prices now? Starting to go up again now? No, it's still the same. What you have is a new construction. They're pushing prices at a much higher rate. These properties around here haven't gone up at all. They're about the same price. Sometimes you'll actually find properties cheaper. It hasn't gone up at all. Jaime, is it hard to find buildings there that are not... Guys, I'm sure if this is cut off. But basically I just wanted to say thanks for watching. For some reason the internet went off. Still on the roof there. But have a great day. And if you like the videos, please